ó ti mú pé kúrò àti fún mi láti jọ yìí. Ọmọ ẹ̀wọ̀n rẹ̀ ló ń ṣe lọ́dọ̀ ẹ̀ ló ń ṣe kí níbẹ̀. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونشكره ونستعينه ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فهو المهتدي ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبعث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. وبعد عباد الله أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله عز وجل. وقال الله في القرآن الكريم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل إنما حرم ربي الفواحش ما ظهر منها وما بطن والإثم والبغي بغير الحق وأن تشركوا بالله ما لم ينزل به سلطانا وأن تقولوا على الله ما لا تعلمون ومن يكسب عتية أو إثما ثم يرمي بريها فقد احتمل بهتانا وإثما مبينا إن تجتنبوا كبائر ما تنهون عنه نكفر عنكم سيئاتكم وندخلكم مدخلا كريما الذين آمنوا ولم يلبسوا إيمانهم بظلم أولئك لهم الأمن وهم مهتدون. صدق الله العظيم. All praises are due to Allah, the Lord of the world. We thank Him. We seek refuge to Him from the evil of our thoughts and also from the mistakes of our deeds. We also bear witness that there is no God that is worthy of worship except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and also that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is his prophet and his messenger. My brothers and sisters in Islam, what we want to focus on today is pretty much about what follows the 5 pillars of Islam for us. When we think about most sections of the Quran, when Allah talks about Iqamus Salah wa Ita'i Zakah and other aspects of Islam, other pillars of Islam, Allah usually follows it with good deeds, doing good things, or shall we say doing good, avoiding sins, looking to do what Allah wants, avoiding that Allah does not want us to do. Like Allah said in the Quran, He said to the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, He said, قُلْ إِنَّمَا حَرَّمَ رَبِّ الْفَوَاحِشَ مَا ظَهَرَ مِنْهَا وَمَا بَطَنَ. O you Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, say to your followers that my Lord has prohibited any kind of actions that are considered shameful to a Muslim. Any kind of actions that you know when you do it, when they ask you, did you do it? You don't feel proud to claim that you did it. Like the Sahaba, they went to the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam at one time. They said, can you tell us the real difference between those actions that are good or the ones that are not? The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam let them know that any action that when you're doing it or when you are engaged in it, you don't really want to hide your identity. That is good. Even those that are showing up, that are engaged in actions of sins that are bad, deep down in their heart, they are not really comfortable. The ones that you know when you do it, when people see you with it, or during the act, or they have knowledge of you being a part of that activity, that you don't have any question in your mind. The one you don't want to hide. Those are the actions that are good. But the ones that you have to hide yourself, then you know they are not good. But now there are some sins that we do commit that are public. Because Allah clarifies it right here. Because some people are very interested and say, well, so they said anything we do that we hide. Then they start doing bad things in the public. Then Allah said right here, the ones that are public as well. For those human beings that are going to start, I mean, we can see it also in this day of life. There's a lot of things that people are doing that are popular, either male or female, either those in authority or even the mass, just regular people that people engage in. You know, we see it all on TV or on social media. And there is a lot that are actually very covert. Like it's only you and Allah knows that you're doing this, and you know yourself that it's not good. Allah said, وَلَكِنَّ وَالْبَغْيَ بِغَيْرِ الْحَقِّ وَأَنْ تُشْرِكُوا بِاللَّهِ. And then also, right, to make sure that you don't, and those that actually get engaged in providing unjust sense for people just because they are weaker. They know he doesn't have any say in the community. Maybe he's weak. Then they go ahead, if anything happens, they say he was the one that do it. Or the one that did it. Right? And I said, وَأَنْ تُشْرِكُوا بِاللَّهِ, or to associate any kind of partnership to Allah. The number one sin as far as Allah is concerned. Because he let us know that he doesn't plan to forgive anyone of that or down. And he said, well, I do plan to maybe forgive other sins apart from associating partners with me, Allah. Liman yasha, for those that are weak. But who really know the wishes of Allah? How are you sure that all these sins you are committing, Allah is going to forgive you? You know? Allah said in other section of the Quran, He said, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu tubu ila Allahi tawbatan nasuha. Asallahu an yaghfira dhunubakum wa yukaffir ankum sayyi'atikum. He said, oh, you will believe, when you want to ask for forgiveness, when you want to ask for pardon from me, Allah, ask for the pardon or the forgiveness of sincerity. Don't say, oh, Allah forgive me, and you actually plan to go and do the same thing tomorrow. And Allah said, perhaps. He said, asa. And like the scholars let us know, anytime Allah used the word asa, He actually plans to do it. Anytime He used the word perhaps, that He actually is actually going to do it. That maybe I will forgive you and wipe out all your sins. That if you want to ask forgiveness, ask with a sense of sincerity. Ask with the notion of not wanting to go back to that. Allah said in the Quran, He said, وَمَنْ يَكْسِبَ خَطِيئَةً أَوْ إِثْمًا ثُمَّ يَرْمِي بِهِ بَرِيءٌ فَقَدِ احْتَمَلَ بُهْتَانًا وَإِثْمًا مُبِينًا. Whoever commits a sin and then shifts that blame, he committed a sin and found a way unjustly to put that blame onto someone else. Allah said, that person has actually engaged in a false imputation and a very, very big, glaring, obvious sin that we plan to get in on the last day of judgment. My brothers and sisters, we can relate to this. Have people engage in bad deeds, to find a way to turn it around and make it someone else's. for anyone else, including myself, that happen to be a culprit of this, let's look to ask for forgiveness from Allah. May Allah forgive each and every one of us. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and Abi Hurairah radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال اجتنبوا سبع الموبقات. قال يا رسول الله وما هن صلى الله عليه وسلم؟ قال صلى الله عليه وسلم الشرك بالله والسحر وقتل النفس التي حرم الله إلا بالحق وأكل الربا وأكل مال اليتيم وتولى يوم الزحف وقصف المحصنات المؤمنات الغافلات. صدق رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. The Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, shall I tell you to avoid 7 of sins that are destructive to the human life? 7 destructive things that will perish a man or woman in this life and in the hereafter. The companion said, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, can you please tell us of these 7 sins? He said, Ashirku billahi, associating any partner to Allah. That's the first one. We cannot emphasize on these, my brothers and sisters, enough. Anything, any engagement in your lifetime or your lifespan up to now that has to do with anything that with an association with Allah, my brothers and sisters, let's try to put it apart. Let's try to, as the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, Ijtanibu, said, move away from it. Avoid it. Do everything to not be a part of it. So getting engaged in secrecy, like the old Ifa or something like that, having to look into tomorrow. Oh, check me out. Let's see what's going to happen to me tomorrow. These are all tools of shaitan, according to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. وَقَتْلُ النَّفْسِ الَّتِي حَرَّمَ اللَّهُ إِلَّا بِالْحَقِّ. We are also familiar with this. Killing a soul or taking a soul unjustly. Allah has said in different sections of the Quran how grievous it is to kill a person. Someone hurt you, hurt your feelings. Now you feel like the only way for you to get back is killing him or her. Or you realize that you were going to kill somebody for an offense he didn't commit. And you are proud of that as well. You couldn't help out. And he said, except for the just cause. Maybe somebody that is a serial killer. You happen to be the executor. Some people actually get paid to execute murderers, right? That is illegal. He's doing it for the just cause. Or whatever reason that we can think of. وَأَكِلُ الرِّبَا. May Allah help every one of us, including myself. Getting engaged in usury. We live in a community, unfortunately, or in a lifetime that usury has been almost a way of life. It's almost impossible for you to acquire anything, at least in this nation that we know, or other part of the world, without getting involved in credit. And I said in the Quran, towards the end of Surah Al-Baqarah. He said, I will go to war with those people, those that are involved in any kind of credit, any kind of riba. And you and I, we are engaged in this. So if you are any way, shape, or form, start planning how you can get yourself out of it. Alhamdulillah, there are some Muslim brothers and sisters that are able to do it. May Allah make it easier for us as well. Those of you that happen to be a part of a process, someone passed away, and now the wealth of that person doesn't have to be super wealthy. You have an access to the 401k or to the savings account. You feel like that's your own share for being the brother or the sister. Whereas this person has a spouse, either a husband or a wife, with kids. You forgot about that. Or someone put a trust in your hand and happened to pass away. You didn't see that as fire in your hand. Because Allah said in the Quran clearly, He said, those that, if you eat any part of that, you are eating fire into your stomach. You know, so that is that. So that's not very common right now. Around the days of the Prophet, there are some betrayers that they want to go to war. They will promise that they want to go to war. Allah talked about them also in the Quran. And then when the time comes, they find a way to excuse themselves. But in these days also, maybe they're planning to build a mosque, and you have the capacity, or not even a mosque, they're trying to do anything in the cause of Allah. You promised them and you had the opportunity. You had the mind and the ability to do it, but you chose not to. Last minute, you promised them, and you know, the Imam and the entire community, now they rely on you. And then you find a way to excuse yourself. Allah also mentioned that in Surah Al-Saf, right? Lima taquluna ma la taf'alun. Kabura maqtan inda Allah. Why would you say things that you know that you're not going to do? So that is a very grievous sin in front of me. That's not something Amonranbini is coming. It's not as simple as that. When somebody has, especially now where we came from, as terrible as it is right now, some people are not able to eat, and you just promise somebody $30,000 that you know you're not planning to give him or her, and now you started calling your phone, call your WhatsApp, start blocking him or her. Allah said, say something nice to him and let him or her excuse himself to find out the wrong. Right? So, and then, وَقَصَبَ الْمُحْصَنَاتِ الْمُؤْمِنَاتِ الْغَافِلَاتِ. Or maybe you know a sister, be a brother as well, that Allah has blessed him or her. Allah, and the Prophet ﷺ used a sister right here. Allah has blessed this person to be pious. He's highly respected. But you found a way to slander her. Just for whatever reason. Say things about her so that she could be uncomfortable in the community. So these kind of scenes, all these several scenes, they are destructive to the man, you know, to man and woman in this life and the hereafter. May Allah guide us against this. May Allah guide us against this. Now, what are the effects of things, you know? Then we'll wrap it up. When a soul very much into something, and you know that yourself, you lose a lot to commit some of these things. You lose a lot of your time. You lose a lot of your energy. Some people spend money to engage in simple acts. And most importantly, you lose your spirituality, your connection with Allah. You know, then you lose. Then when you lose your connection with Allah, the blessings of Allah stays away from people as such. Now, Allah let us know that He also is capable of forgiving all sins, because He let us know. He said, "La taqnatu min rahmatillahi, inna Allah yaghfiru dhunuba jami'an." Don't lose hope from the blessings of Allah. For us that commit sins, let's not lose hope. Let's not give Shaitan the opportunity to say, well, even though nothing will go on, because Shaitan does that. Some people die in the jail system. That's what got some of them there. They'll be like, oh, I'm not nice anymore anyway. I'm just, they don't themselves before getting home. Allah said, don't do that to yourself. Don't lose hope in the blessings of Allah. The Holy Prophet ﷺ let us know that all sins that man, apart from fear, that man could commit, Allah's blessings is higher than that. That I said, I can forgive all sins. I'm the only one that is very forgiving and also the one that provides blessings. May Allah forgive us of all our sins. Let us be among those that will be able to be successful in this life and hereafter. الحمد لله الحمد لله الحمد لله الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير. My brothers and sisters in Islam, all we need to watch about is just our acts. How we prepare ourselves for our future. I mean, the Quran said, well, things we will not said it so many times. For every man, for every woman, to reflect on he or herself of what he is setting for his future. And as we see, those that are not, look at the nations that are fearful of Allah, that are trying to be fearful of Allah. Look at how successful they are. Look at places that we know that they are no fear of Allah. They are not cautious of Allah. Look at what is happening to them. Look at the life we are living now. You know, very funny how our parents were telling us those days for them when they were younger were better. That's not good. Then when we were very young. Now it's even worse. How is it going to be for our children? Things that you cannot even imagine happening. Things that you cannot even say, especially from part of the world that some of us are from. You know, let us get back to Allah. Allah said, وَلَمْ يَلْبِسُوا إِيمَانَهُمْ بِظُلْمٍ أُولَٰئِكَ لَهُمُ الْأَمْنُ وَهُمْ مُهْتَدُونَ. Those that believe in Allah and doesn't meet their faith with any kind of dirtiness or dirt, or bad deeds. Said, أُولَٰئِكَ لَهُمُ الْأَمْنُ. Those are the ones that will have rest of mind. Those are the ones that are going to be on the right path. Allah make it easier for us. Allah make it easier for us, make us better Muslims. Make us better Muslims and let us be able to be successful in this life and the hereafter. Allahumma ij'al Qur'ana rabi'a qulubina wa nura sudurina wa jilaa azanina. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا وأخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك أنت الحميد المجيد. قوموا إلى صلاتكم.